Developing tonight, President Trump pushing back after First Lady Michelle Obama tells Oprah Winfrey that she suggests that the election results have left America with no hope. Listen.
See, now we're feeling what not having hope feels like. You know, hope is necessary. It's a necessary concept. And Barack didn't just talk about hope because he thought it was just a nice slogan to get votes. I mean, he and I and so many believe that what else do you have if you don't have hope?
So that interview does not air until tonight. The news leaked on Friday, prompting Mr. Trump to address those remarks during a weekend rally. Here's that.
Michelle Obama said yesterday that there's no hope. But I assume she was talking about the past, not the future, because I'm telling you, we have tremendous hope, and we have tremendous promise and tremendous potential.
Joining me now, Sean Spicer, Chief Strategist and Communications Director for the Republican National Committee. Sean, good to see you this evening.
Great to see you, Martha.
So, your thoughts on, you know, when you watch Michelle Obama talking to Oprah Winfrey, and Oprah is shaking her head in understanding, and you're so correct about this, you're so right, there's just no hope left, and everybody's feeling it. What goes through your mind having seen what you saw through the course of this election?
Well, I think for a lot of folks that were all in on Hillary Clinton who didn't see this coming, I understand their disappointment, frankly, but I think that's part of the problem, is that they never fully appreciated that Donald Trump was tapping into something in America that folks in Washington, D.C. and New York City, big metropolitan areas, didn't understand what was going on throughout America, which was that people are frustrated with business as usual, and that what Donald Trump brings is not only hope, but real change and an end to business as usual. You saw this with the carrier thing. He's going to pick up the phone and get things done. And I think for a lot of people who are tied into the, you know, for lack of a better word, the business as usual, and the idea of everybody playing their certain part in Washington, watching somebody come in that's going to shake up the place, whether it's the Veterans Department, you know, the VA, or the IRS, or the State Department, or the Department of Defense, and start bringing real change, start respecting the taxpayers' money, is going to be a big, big eye-awakening experience.
Yeah. You know, when you look at this electoral situation that we have been watching today, and the results won't be finally announced until January the 6th, your thoughts on the pushback from these electors and the idea that they need to change their mind and change the votes, essentially, of the people who were in their state?
Well, I think there's two things that are really interesting. One is, prior to the election, it was the Democrats and a lot of the pundits in the media that talked about making sure that we all stood hand to hand and talked about the integrity of the voting system. And now they've lost the election. They held several recounts in states, and frankly, in Wisconsin, Donald Trump picked up votes through that effort. Now they're challenging the electors. They're intimidating them. They're frankly being, it is unbelievable what they're doing. And I'm appalled that there's so little outrage at what's going on. The intimidation that they have cast on people who constitutionally are there to cast the votes that are part of this process is unbelievable. So I'm first and foremost somewhat disgusted with the role that the Democrats and folks on the left and a lot in Hollywood have done to undermine the electoral process. That's, I think, the real big takeaway in this. But secondly, it's amazing. Just as I mentioned, they failed in the recount in Wisconsin by allowing more votes to pick up. In Washington State today, Martha, 4 Hillary Clinton electors switched their vote, 3 to Colin Powell and 1 to a woman named Faith Spotted Eagle. Those 4 electoral votes that were supposed to go to Hillary Clinton, through their effort, not only did she not pick them up, she lost them. So it's almost weird how many times their efforts backfire.
You know, I want to get your thoughts on Donna Brazile, who over the weekend pointed the finger basically at President Obama. She felt that he abandoned them in their time of need at the DNC, and that he should have been more forceful in investigating where these leaks were coming from, these leaks which revealed emails that were basically written by John Podesta and others, which made them look bad, and she felt that that undermined the entire system.
Well, look, the president went out in his press conference on Friday and said, I told Vladimir Putin to, quote, knock it off, and he did. And then Donna Brazile went on another network this past Sunday and said, no, in fact, the efforts kept coming all through the end of the election. So I've got to really I'm almost concerned that these folks can't figure out exactly what's going on when you've got the chair of the Democratic National Committee contradicting what the President of the United States said. You've got Josh Earnest, the press secretary, making outrageous claims. Their side is shooting in so many random directions. I really do feel bad for them. I'm not sure what step they're on in their 12-step program for getting over the loss in this election, but I do wish them well, and I hope that they get better and have a good Christmas.
I hope you have a good Christmas, too. Sean, thank you very much. Good to see you tonight.
Thanks, Martha.